Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is for educational purpose only. This is the case of the Idaho 4. May the victims rest in peace, condolence to the families, and may the correct justice be served. Today, I would like to talk about the Idaho 4 case. I'd like to start by saying it's all my thoughts, my theories, and my speculations. I'd like to thank all my subscribers for wishing me well. I was under a very bad flu, thank God. I'm getting much better. I really thank you for your kind wishes. I really respect my subscribers. You're very mindful, intelligent, and you'll show so much passion, motivation, and so much respect to the victims and their families. This case is a very complicated case. Nobody knows the correct answers. Everything we've been hearing is mostly social media rumors, but I do believe that some rumors are completely on point. When you analyze it and compare it to the timeline that we were first given, makes sense to everything that we see happening. Let's go back to the 911 call. Not the call itself. I'd love to go back to the transcript. 2:53 is really very important for me. What is happening at 2:53 is crucial. That was the first thing I noticed with the 911 call. Maddie Morgan was calling Bethany Funk. Bethany Funk is one of the surviving roommates, and she allegedly has exculpatory evidence, according to Brian Koberg. My subscribers know that I love to analyze, whether it's Banfield, whether it's a grub truck, corner club, whatever is going, just to see what we are missing. Let's not forget, all this witness testimony is coming from no one else but DM. And something's not right with them. From 2:53, Maddie Morgan calls BF, and then the phone and texts go silent from 2:53 to 3:51. We're talking about 58 minutes. I was wondering what was happening in the 58 minutes, and I'll show you exactly what was happening. November 13, 2022. At 2:10 a.m. and 29 seconds, Dylan Mortensen DM texts E.G., the Uber driver, Eric Gower, inquiring if he was driving. 2:13, Eric Gower texts DM confirming, yes, I'm driving. Let's not forget, it was said that DM and BF was up at Maddie, with Maddie and Kaylee in Kaylee's room. And they liked the grub truck is what was it called? Apologize. The macaroni cheese. Guys, you'll understand what I mean. They liked it so much that they called Eric Gower, the Uber driver, inquiring if he was driving. At 2:13, he says he was driving. I personally believe they were sending each other codes. I found it interesting that the police didn't even search for Eric Gower. He said that he contacted the police himself. Just like Joe Vito said he was keeping on calling the police to tell them that he saw Maddie and Kaylee at the grub truck. So the police wasn't even interested, I believe, in taking everyone's interview. Now let's go back to 2:53. Maddie Morgan calls Bethany Funk. Then 3:51, DM creates a new contact in her phone. So pay attention. Between 2:53, when Maddie calls BF, she could be calling because she was in danger. She could be calling because she needed to borrow a glass. We don't know why she was calling, but the point is Bethany Funk wasn't answering. Wonder if those are the exculpatory evidence that Aunt Taylor could be talking about, and BK. So for 58 minutes, it's silent from 2:53 to 3:51. I was wondering, number one, why is DM creating a new contact in a phone? Why would somebody be creating a new contact at 3:51 a.m.? And then it gets silent again for another 28 minutes from 3:51 to 4:19. BF calls DM. So what is going on between 2:53 to 3:51? That's 58 minutes. And between 3:51 to 4:19, when BF calls DM. Were they actually in the same rooms? Why would they be texting each other from the same rooms? They could be whispering. They could have actually, it doesn't even make sense. If people are battling and struggling for their lives and are in a fight for their lives, didn't DM say she ran to BF's room? Why didn't she just run outside? Why didn't BF run outside too? Because they could have allegedly known who was doing it. Or could they have been a part of it? Not accusing anyone, just asking, because I wasn't there, neither was anyone here. But I'll show you what was happening between 2:53 to 3:51. Pay attention. 3:33. That's 3:33 a.m. at 13th of November 2022. I love analyzing pictures, body cams. I love researching the backgrounds, analyzing what I see and analyzing what I don't see. Like who's missing or who's in a place they shouldn't be. Now pay attention. 3:33 a.m. DM is taking this picture showing her finger. She's with a friend. I believe her name is Janice. Now they both are wearing the same clothes. I don't know if it's a sorority code. You know, these college students act like a twin pack and such things. Okay, we have DM showing her finger. Middle finger. A lot of disrespect there. What else is happening? The other friend of hers is showing her tongue. People may think you're kiddish to mention that. No, you analyze everything. These young college students are giving the victims, I personally believe, a message. Why would you take a picture with your middle finger, DM? What does your friend have in her hand? And why does your thigh look injured? What is up with your thigh? Is that an injury? Is that a stab wound, allegedly? What could that be? You're giving the middle finger to who? Let me continue analyzing. The Good Vibes picture was the first thing that caught me. There was a fight there. Somebody hit themselves on the Good Vibe picture because let's not forget, Inside Edition showed us in the beginning of this case a fingerprint, 5 fingerprints like a hand hitting or falling with force towards the Good Vibes picture. And then you see the Good Vibes picture is crooked. That is what caught my attention. Now let's move on. Look at the flow. It looks sticky. It looks red. It looks like some dry liquid has fallen on the floor. So this is all important for me because somebody asked me in the comments section. Sometimes you get trolls. So I don't know if it's a troll. Somebody was being rude saying, so what does that say about deer? I'll tell you what it says. It says that at 3:33 a.m., she was uploading pictures. Why was it silent? Why was there no one texting each other? DM, why weren't you texting BF or any of the 4 victims between 2:53 when Maddie Morgan was trying to call BF? Between 2:53 to 3:52, your phone was silent for 58 or 59 minutes. What were you and BF up to, is my question. Why is the floor so sticky, and what does your friend have in her hand? What does she have in her hand? What I find to be extremely interesting is there's another picture DM takes at 3:33 a.m. Doesn't it sound strange? 333, just like 666. Were they doing this at 3:33 as a ritual? Pay attention to the good vibes picture. The good vibes picture looks very tilted, very twisted, very crooked. I find that to be interesting, and I really believe somebody was fighting near the good vibes picture because there was the fingerprints shoe. So this is one picture. My point being is she was uploading pictures, and I believe Maddie and Kaylee were the last victims. Like I've always said, theirs was the second incident. They were unalived before 3:33. In fact, they were unalived, I hate to say this, before 3:12, when the figures were running. The reason I say that is because let's not forget, if you look at the 4chan theory, which I know is from an anonymous person, but it makes sense. It said they would do it in 19 minutes. 2:53 to 3:12 is 19 minutes. So when the figures ran, 15 minutes later, or 14 minutes later, DM was uploading pictures, which I find to be very interesting. It is actually evidence, if you ask me. Just like Venmos flying around at 3:30 and people with masks running around. DM did not stop there. She uploaded this picture with her and Kaylee. This picture looks creepy too. Just look at the way she's looking at Kaylee, in my opinion. You can see it's Dylan MM26. What time does it say? November 13th at 3:33 a.m. November 13, 2022. Second evidence, in my opinion, for my own research, this is the second evidence that DM was uploading pictures. Isn't that strange? I find it to be strange. The first picture was her showing the finger. The good vibes picture is not even up properly. It's crooked. And this is the second picture. And the floor was wet in the other one. Or it looks sticky, in my opinion. This is all my opinion, guys. And this is all for education purpose. Nothing else. These are not the facts, but it is a fact that she's uploading pictures. Let me correct myself there. Hold on, guys. We're still not done. Okay. So I looked at Dylan's VSCO page, and she's got a photo left with her boyfriend on. They both were wearing ski masks. The right photo is the rumored ski mask photo that apparently seemed to be around the house at the time of the unalivings from Snapchat Geo. Could be a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. So DM uploaded this on a VSCO. Isn't that interesting? This was the alleged ski mask picture that was circulating from the beginning. Pause to read. The term GeoSnap is a Snapchat setting that allows your location to be untraceable. Doesn't that remind you of what Dave told us in the beginning of this case, the young boy from the college? The young man told us that he saw many pictures. There was rumors and talks in social media before 911 was called that the crowd, the 4 victims, got a bad badge of rugs and they OD'd. That was one of the rumors he was reading. He said there was a lot of talks about rugs and ODs. He said things were on Snapchat and they even disappeared. He mentioned that to the Dateline. So this is another proof of it. Early in the investigation, this photo was circulating. Someone posted it to Snapchat as a geo-snap. The night morning of the unalivings, a ping near the victim's residence around 3:30 a.m. Don't forget, DM was uploading pictures at 3:33 a.m. Venmos were being sent at 3:30 a.m. Saeed sent his at 2:13. I'm sure the police are aware of who posted it, etc. Also worth mentioning, it was cold. Maybe people were wearing ski masks, but still interesting. It wasn't that cold to be wearing ski masks. That we know. They were posting it on Geo Snapchat and DM was posting her posts on VSCO private. She was there with her boyfriend Quinn Kelly. Many people saw him there. He acts like a young gangster allegedly. So the one with the pink mask was allegedly DM, according to the social media rumors. The one with the black mask is a boyfriend Quinn, or maybe the one with the pink is Quinn. Dylan Mortensen and Quinn Kelly were allegedly taking pictures with masks. And then you have this one on the right-hand side that is from Geo, Snapchat Geo. So this was all posted at 3:30. Sorry guys, sometimes my pictures don't turn out to be clear. Thank God, this is the original one she posted. November 13th, 3:33 in the morning. This is November 13th, 2022. This is what DM posted. Why is she showing her finger? This was the time of silence between 2:53 and 3:52. Within the 59 or 58 minutes, this is what DM was posting. Please let me know what you think. I have more pictures to show y'all, but I don't want to make long clips, so I'll stop this one here on these two faces. DM and Quinn Kelly were at Idaho, Moscow at 1122 Kings Road, taking pictures on VSCO. And I'm researching more on that, the Venmos, etc.